Time for a look at our today's special value, and already over 500 spoken for in this show. Our today's special value comes to us from Nuage, a company that is based in Canada and has been around since 1944. What they have been doing is helping us dress for the cold weather. They have created a puffer coat that gives us all of the elements and things that we need to keep ourselves protected as the cold, wet, rainy, snowy weather pursues, but at the same time, to do it in a stylish way. Our today's special value is being offered for today only at a price of $129.96. We can get it home to you with 5 payments of $25.99 on a major credit card. This particular coat is exclusive to QVC. You're not going to find it anywhere else. And what's really exciting is that we are offering for the very first time a proportioned petite in this coat. So for anyone who has been struggling with the coats that are way too long and kind of overwhelm your petite frame, this coat is available in petites. The price, as I mentioned, goes up at the end of the day, so let me show you your colors and invite you to place your order for yourself, or think about this for under the tree for someone special this holiday. The color I slipped into is the navy. It's a rich navy. Love that that exposed zipper is done in a bright pop of silver, and that's a two-way zipper. There's also some really great fun features to make wearing this coat even more comfortable. We'll talk about that in a second, but that's your navy. Next up is the moss. Once again, this is a color that is, when you first look at it, looks like black on your monitor or off black, but this is a beautiful, rich, deep, mossy green color. So that's the green moss, and then here's the black next to it, so you can see the contrast between the two. The next color has been very popular, and that is the tortoise shell. This is the most limited choice right now. In regular, we have fewer than 1,000 that we can ship out at today's special value price, and petite even fewer than those, 500 only. And this one actually has a gold exposed zipper. And then to round out the assortment, this gorgeous snow bunny color, which we're calling sand. All these coats, first of all, are waterproof, breathable, but also machine washable. So as you're looking at the sand color, don't worry about it. If you get a little makeup on the collar, we always do, you can machine wash this, no problem. A 555-761 is your item number. As I mentioned, this brand is based in Canada, an area of North America that knows how to dress for the cold weather. Just like many parts of the United States, I was talking to Mary Beth yesterday. She's from Minnesota, and I had a chance to go to Minnesota when they had sub-zero weather there. I couldn't believe that cutting, painful cold. And as we are planning for the cold that hits whatever part of the country you're in, this is a company that really focuses on bringing us the elements to make us as comfortable as possible. Sandy Savelli is a representative for this company and is out at a beautiful chalet in Canada. Nice to have you with us.
Hi there, Jane. It's great to see you again. And yes, I am in Canada, in the province of Quebec, at a beautiful private chalet in an area on Echo Lake. Don't you love that? And this is truly Canadian. You're right.
Well, it's beautiful, and it's a beautiful opportunity for us to get this coat. First of all, the price is ridiculous for any of the coats that Nuage brings us, because their focus really is on bringing us the elements that they know and have studied and researched for 78 years to keep you warm and yet stylish in the cold weather. So once again, sand, we have that gorgeous tortoise shell black, we have the moss and navy. And now, if you could, would you walk us through some of the elements that make the Nuage coats special?
Thank you, Jane. The first feature that I'd love to talk about is the stretch. It's all about this stretch fabric being 90% poly, 10% spandex, and that's where the stretch comes from. And that is the outer layer, okay, or the outer part of the coat. Then you have the fill, which is called our Arctic Warmth by Technofill, and it stretches also. You see, down doesn't stretch, so that's why we didn't put down in this. The underlayer, or the lining, if you will, is the same fabric as the outer shell at 90 poly and 10% spandex. This is all washable. You have a waterproof membrane that lives underneath the outer layer to prevent dampness and water from coming through. So it's water repellent, wind resistant, and it's breathable. Best of all, because you don't want to get overheated. The last thing you want in winter is to stay nice and warm and cozy, but get overheated. Never going to happen with Nuage.
Well, I love this coat. First of all, the silhouette is one that gives us the kind of coverage that we need when we're at the sports facilities and sitting on the bleachers, or if we're outside picking pumpkins or going to the, outdoor parades and so on. We've got full coverage. It's a little bit longer, but I love that for the very first time we're doing this in the petite. As you're looking at our beautiful models that are enjoying this gorgeous day we're having here in Pennsylvania, I also want to point out that Kylene is wearing those mittens, and the information was on your screen for those. They're a separate purchase, but you can certainly ask about that. All right, so as we come back in, Sandy, I'd love to take everybody on a tour of the actual silhouette. First of all, Kylene, they both have the collar on. Maybe I can get one of them to remove the hood from this so we can get a look at how different this coat looks with and without the collar. So that is completely removable, right?
And I can even do that right here too. Okay, easy to do, even when the coat is on you, believe it or not. There you go. La-la, it's off.
Done.
Okay, and that's how easily you can go from a sporty, functional, warm, cozy look to something a little bit more dressed up and maybe more elegant, without a doubt. So you have, of course, that lovely zipper that is accented in a soft silver. And I might make note that the tortoise color is the only one that has the gold zipper, which is a very kind of champagne gold. When you zip it right up, you have a stand collar that's going to protect you from the wind, and then do you have that placket underneath the zipper that acts as a windshield as well from the zipper, so no wind is going to come through the zipper. It also prevents you from getting any material or fabric caught in the zipper when you're zipping it up. That's happened to a lot of us. I love the dual zipper. You're showing that, Jane, coming from the low. We need that. The two-way zipper is just fabulous to allow for more freedom, as is the side vent that is fabulous to allow more freedom, okay? The length on this is a basic 33 to 34 inches, but let's talk about those petite ladies. We are so proud to have this opportunity to bring to the petite gals a petite coat that's been adjusted throughout the whole body. The coat is 2 inches shorter in the length, 1 inch shorter in the arm length, but 1 inch shorter in the waist. And this is really, truly important for a petite silhouette.
It's proportioned, like we said, all the way through. So every part of this is designed to fit the woman, whether you're petite or tall. 32-inch length in the petite, 34 in the regular. And Sandy, I want to go through the colors one more time as we're looking at the video of, being outside, being at the ice skating rink. We have one in Philadelphia that is so fun, right outside Independence Square. And, when you want to do things outside, you want something that will move with you. When you are putting up the Christmas lights outside, you want to be able to stretch and reach and all that. You'll be able to do that in this coat. And you do it stylishly in all of these gorgeous colors. So let me walk through them. As we mentioned, all of these are done with the removable collar that Adrienne has taken off, or the removable hood, I should say. Adrienne took it off so that you could see how different the coat looks without it. But when the hood is on, it's all done in black mink. So very, elegant, very dramatic, that beautiful faux fur hood. Here is the navy, which is what I slipped on. We're offering it in that moss, and again, that's a deep, deep, rich green moss color. We have it in your black. If you're looking for sophisticated, you've got it. Here is that gorgeous tortoise shell with the gold zipper, fewer than 1,000 in the regular, fewer than 500 in the petite. And then last but not least, here is the sand, and only 2,300 regular in sand and 900 in the petite. And while I'm here on the sand to show the contrast, I also love that they put a nice generous storm cuff in this, which is also, you know, great to help keep that wind from getting up the sleeves. Or you know how whenever you go to scrape the ice and snow off the windshield and somehow the snow gets down into the sleeve cuff because it's too wide.
True.
Yeah.
You're painting a great picture, honestly. Think of the cold and chilly situations you're in. If you love football, whether it's high school football, college football, or pro football, you are going to need this coat to cheer your team on, because it's long enough to sit in the stands, it's flexible enough to really give it a good cheer, and it's washable. And so don't be afraid of the lighter color, because you just put it in the wash. You know, a lighter color illuminates the complexion, and you'll get a lot of head-turning looks.
Well, I tell you what, when I put that hood up, I was like, oh my gosh, that's going to block some serious wind. And that's really what makes it so cold. Like when you're outside, it could be, you know, 35 degrees or, you know, 25 degrees. But when the wind chill kicks in and drops that temperature down to 12 degrees, that's when it starts to hurt and it's biting. That's when this coat from Nuage is going to feel so good, when you are looking for something that really keeps you in the comfort that you want and do it in a stylish way. The princess seaming also makes the silhouette, Sandy, very, very flattering on the body. And
yes.
that variegated quilting pattern, a little bit wider in places, more narrow at the waist, is very flattering as well.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Thanks for pointing that out, because it's kind of a fool the eye way to make that long, lean silhouette, because the quilting becomes narrower at the waistline. And again, for the petite ladies, quite often she's probably never had the opportunity to have the quilting show her actual waist, because now we've raised that waist for her. And it's going to be making her have a longer, leaner silhouette and a taller silhouette.
And speaking of taller, I'm 5'9½". I'm wearing the large because I want to be able to get plenty of room in a jacket. You can feel this two-way stretch in this, by the way, which is not something that you feel in other outerwear pieces. So stay with your regular QVC size. If you know you're going to wear bulkier things underneath and you want a little extra room, then you could always upsize. But then the things like this little gusset, this little zipper with a gusset makes so much sense, Sandy, to have that right there. So when we are sitting down, we're getting in the car, getting on the bleacher, we can release that pressure.
Yeah, you'll find you'll be using that more often than not. And that's great that you mentioned too, Jane, regarding the sizing. Buy your regular size, because you can layer under this. And earlier today I was mentioning about weight fluctuations, because that happens to me. If I go up 5 or down 5, you know, sometimes a piece of outerwear won't fit you, right? So you have to have the ability to be comfortable, whatever size you are and whatever situation you're in.
Sandy, I also love that the coat itself, as warm as this is, and I'm starting to heat up, they just brought the fans in for me. I don't feel like it's so heavy that I'm like, when I go to the grocery store, I've got this heavy coat that I'm going to be, you know, wearing and carting around. It's very, very lightweight, so it's really comfortable in that way. And most importantly, it's going to protect me against the rain and the snow and slush. It's going to keep me warm and block out some of the wind that kind of blows through. And then, of course, it's also going to be an easy care piece that is machine washable. So here are the features. Wind resistance is a huge factor. Breathability is important.
Yes, you bet. And then that makes you feel so comfortable in those chilly, chilly days. Arctic Warmth by Technofill is our polyfill insulation that's also breathable, and it also stretches. So that's quite unusual. So this is a high-tech coat that would be about 4 times the price at one of those fancy, sporting goods stores. And we've done every detail so impeccably that it screams quality. So it looks like you've spent about 4 times this price.
Well, I love that Adrian is out there at the hot chocolate bar.